I'm going to tell you about a way of thinking that most Christians have never even considered before. And it might even sound radical to you, but I believe that this should be normal for the Christian. And if you can grasp just this one thing, you're never going to be offended again in the same way that you have been in the past. Now, before I get to this particular way of thinking that most Christians have never even considered, I just need to say two things. Now, there will be times when people speak hard truths to you. They tell you what you need to hear rather than what you want to hear, and it might not be pleasant, and you might get offended by that. Now, I'm not talking about that situation in this video. Also, I just want to say that anything that I say in this video is not excusing the wrong things that people say and do, the genuinely offensive things that people do say and do that are maybe even hurtful and that are maybe even with bad motives. I just want to say that. But what I'm going to say in this video can set you completely free from offense that you are tempted with when these things happen. Have you ever noticed that it is so easy for people to get offended? It's so easy for Christians to get offended when someone says something or does something that you might not like, particularly if it's something about you, if it's something negative about you, and particularly if it's with wrong motives. You can see that that person's not acting in good faith. It's very easy to get offended. In fact, it's a very natural instinct. And I just want to say that that instinct itself, that feeling itself, is not a bad thing. That thing is going to arise naturally. The question is, what do we do with it? Now, I think what most people do is they give in to that offense. They just become so offended. They become so negative towards that person. And what it does is it actually then keeps that particular person in bondage. Whereas I believe that you can be completely set free from this. And I know this because this has happened in my life as well. What if you had a completely different way of thinking? Usually when someone says something offensive, you're going to start to feel sorry for yourself because you're the victim. And this may be the case. They've said something about you which is unfair. And it might seem natural to feel sorry for yourself. But what if you didn't do that? What if you completely flipped things around? What if instead of that, instead of focusing on yourself and making it about you, you looked at that other person and you felt a compassion for them? Now, why would you feel a compassion for them? That's completely crazy. You're thinking if they're doing saying something that's bad, if they're even doing it with wrong motives, why would you feel a compassion for them? Well, let me tell you, right? If that particular person knew who they were in Christ, if that particular person was living in the way that Christ desired them to live, they would never act that way in the first place. Yes, that person is doing wrong and their actions are not excused, but that person is actually in bondage. That person is actually blinded by darkness. Imagine if you looked at it from that point of view and you felt a compassion towards that person. Not out of a place of self-righteousness or I'm better or anything like that, but a place of recognizing that God, you've set me free. I'm walking in your freedom. This person's in bondage. Maybe because of a certain conditioning that they've had, or maybe because of even things that are going on in their life and they're lashing out. What if you stopped making this about you and the offense that comes, and your desire for them to be set free from the bondage that they're in is greater than your desire for offense not to come to you? Wouldn't that completely transform things? And then all of a sudden, when people are saying these things and acting in these ways, they have no hold over you. You're completely set free, and you're looking at that person and you're even praying for that person, and you're desiring that they would be set free, that they would know who they are in Christ, so that they can live in the way that God calls them to live, in a place of freedom, in the place that may be a freedom that you're experiencing right now. So this is the radical way of thinking that I'm talking about, and this is how I've thought for years. I used to get so caught up in offense, but not anymore. I'm free in Christ, and those people's opinions and the things that they do, they don't have a hold on me. I acknowledge that there are genuine hurts that can come, disappointments and things like that can come, But your greatest desire, if you can put aside yourself and you can pray for that particular person, can be to see them set free. And when you live from that place, their thoughts and opinions and all of that isn't going to have a hold on you. You're living from a much higher place in Christ, not living from your natural instincts. So I pray that this video has blessed you. Would love to get your thoughts. Have you ever considered this before? Leave your comments below and I'll talk to you soon. God bless you, friends.